Good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Sa Talk Show. Today is 2019, November 20th, I think, or 21st. I live without knowing what date it is. So today is November 20th, 3 o'clock p.m., Wednesday, San Francisco time. And today we are going to go technical. We are going to do miscellaneous live coding of emacs lisp and JavaScript plus SVG, scalable vector graphics, on coding a live rotation of platonic solids. So this is live coding plus tutorial. So I'm going to do live coding plus I'm going to explain how it is done. Good morning, uh, Eduardo, and Kathy, and Alan, and Paul. So we're gonna do technical talk today, so no rambling and stuff. So shall we begin? Let's begin. Begin at the beginning, which is Emacs Lisp. So what Emacs Lisp am I going to do? I don't know. So let's look. I have several things I wanted to do for a while. So Emacs topic brain. Remember to show Ellipse code on how to run Node.js. Oh yes, indeed. Okay, so let's do that. Emacs Lisp coding and how to run Node. Okay, so let's so this is my topic brain. So well, the first question, so on the left window you can see all my emacs command I call, such as moving cursor and so on. So if you don't know what I'm doing, I mean, if you found something interesting, you can look up the web by the command name. Usually it's on my website. So we're going to do, okay, first of all, how do you how do you run Node.js in Emacs? So let me show you. So we're gonna create a new buffer. Let's hold on a second. Let's magnify my font. So that means we go to settings, my Emacs bookmark. Then I can open settings. Then I want to increase font. So search for font. And I'm on a Mac, so this is this line. And we want to, so why don't we just copy this line out, copy this code, go to XAR Emacs Lisp mod, magnify. This is the code for setting up the font for every buffer. So it says on the Mac Menlo 14. Okay, let's say 15. Okay, and evaluate the code. Okay, so there we have it. So new buffer. Uh, did we do that? Actually, I think we did. So anyway, close that. Don't save. Close that. Yeah, I think. Yep. So what we're gonna do? Yeah, topic brand. So Emacs list. Yeah. So first of all, how do you run Node.js in Emacs? Okay, so let's go to talk show. How to run Node in Emacs. Very simple. So let's open a new buffer. And let's just go to XAR JavaScript mod. Then, for example, console log 3. Okay, I want to print 3. And just run it. Press a key. I need to save the file first. Okay, save the file. xx.js. Run it. And you see the result 3. Beautiful. So how do you do that? So this is, I'm running Node.js. So basically, Emacs is calling Node.js. That's how you do it. But what is the code? So the code, so you can see on the left panel, this is a command, XAR run current file. So let's select that and search for it on the web, and you can see that's a page. So you just copy this page, copy this code, 20 lines of code, put in your Emacs init, and you are good to go. Of course, you need to install Node.js. All it takes, so this code, XAR run current, XAR run, XAR run current file, XAR run current go file, Okay, here is the code. Here's the command. Kazaa run current file. It will run any of emacs, lisp, PHP, Perl, Python, Ruby, JavaScript, TypeScript, Golang, Bash, OCaml, and others. So all it requires is that you on your terminal you have clear input. Okay, on your terminal you have, for example, I type which node. All it takes is that the node command shows in your path. That's all you need to do. So which Python 3, which Perl, which Ruby, which OCaml. You see, I have all that installed. So this code will work on any of these programming languages. That's how you do it. Okay, so that's how do you run node in JavaScript. Okay, so and we going to copy this and go back to Emacs and put this here so that we have a record of the things. That's how you do it. So Emacs is random coding. So what is the coding we are going to do? Let's see. JavaScript, Golang, Talk Show, Topics, Brain, Emacs Lisp. I have several things I want to do. So these are kind of my to-do list. Let me show you. So Emacs Lisp modify some new page to add a title. Okay, we can do that. Select random page. Okay, so there is some codings you see I need to do. That one is already done actually a few weeks ago. Demo XAR delete current file. Okay, demo create a new Unicode page. Okay, XAR Lisp demo extend copy HTML by link. Do a presentation of XAR HTML mod covering basics features. Any comments? Keep the comments coming. Okay, guys. 9 people. So we are going to do Emacs Lisp. So okay, so what is the one we want to do? Okay, let me think. Modify XAR page to add a title. Okay, let's do that. Okay. So Emacs Lisp. Let's see how long we've been talking. Let's Emacs Lisp maybe 20 minutes. If no comments, then we start to do JavaScript. So let's do 15 minutes. Let's see. Okay, so emacs Lisp. So I have a command that lets me create a new file. So something. Oh, I remember I had this problem before. Okay, hold on a second. So for example, I type something here. Well, for example, yeah. Suppose suppose I go to my programming blog. Okay, so this is my programming blog. I want to create a new entry, and so show in browser. So you can see 2019 11/20. That's a new entry, and something. Switch to browser, reload. But I want to create a new HTML file. So typically, what you do is you create a new buffer, then switch to HTML mod, then you start a template, blah 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 title or something. Then you add a header, something. Okay, then you start to write. So it's tedious. I want a command where I can let's say new keyboard. Okay, I want command that I want to press a key and it will create the entire HTML file for you with that title. So I already have that command, but it doesn't add the title. So we are going to try to do that. So for example, let me show the command. So XAR new keyboard. So I'm going to press a key, then I'm gonna call XAR new page. So there it is, the command. So I press enter. You see, it creates a link, HTML link for you, and the file is also created, because if I press enter to open that file, show in browser, that's a new file with the templates, everything customized for my own website. So for you, if you are gonna do this, you probably want to have a different template, but that's easy to do. So I'm going to show you this code, and but there is a problem, because if you open this page and show in browser, oh, there is no problem actually. Because before I thought the title is not changed. That's why I need to add a feature so that the title will come from the file name. Remember, we begin with a file name. Remember, we begin with just these words. So then it creates a file, new keyboard.html. Then the file name, I mean the title of the HTML page came from the file name. But apparently it's all coded, so we don't have to do that anymore. Okay, so now here's a question. Should we go ahead and look at this, how this code works, or should we do something else? I think we should do something else, because I talked about this a few videos back. And Alan, you don't use Emacs, right? So if that's the case, let's see how many people are interested in Emacs. Otherwise, we begin to do JavaScript. But Kathy uses Emacs. So what topics, Kathy or anyone interested in Emacs? What should we do something else in Emacs? And let's see. So Eduardo says, did you start learning Emacs Vim efficiency alongside learning programming, or it was a later thing? It was a later thing. So this is about my history. Oh, Alan do use Emacs. Okay. Oh, you evil user. Evil. How evil you are. so well, about my computing history from 1992. Basically throughout 1990s, I programmed in Mathematica. I just learned it. You read the Mathematica manuals. Then you start to code it. But in 1998, I started to look into the Unix thing. Fascinating. Unix and Emacs, what they are. Strange names, Unix, set, awk, grep, you know. so, so I started to do Unix sysadmin and Perl coding. And that's also about the time I started to learn Emacs. So that is 1998. So I did programming for 7 years before I started to use Emacs. Then in 2000, basically I live in Emacs since 1999, every day, everything in Emacs. But in 2006, I began to learn Emacs Lisp. So that is a short history. Okay, so this new command, this XAR created new command. We discussed that before, so let's not. I'm not sure it's too interesting to you guys. So delete that page. Oh, okay. So actually, I want to show you delete a page. Let's just show something. Okay. So I already deleted the page. So let's do it again. Let's say I want a new page ABC. Okay. I call the command XAR new page. So it's created. Open the file. Show in browser. Now it's ABC. Brand new. Back to Emacs. Okay, now I decided it's a mistake. I want to delete the file that's in the current buffer. So I press a key, bang, it's deleted. So that command is this one, XAR delete current file. It's also on my website, so you can go and grab it. It will just delete the current buffer, the file in the current buffer. So now I press enter. It says doesn't exist. Do you want to create? You see, it's deleted because it's deleted. And you can also see in the messages buffer, you see it says deleted and also backup created. Every time it deletes, it creates a backup. So that's about that. So we don't need this anymore. So we don't actually need this anymore. So show in browser, that's my blog, programming blog, back to the original state. So close it. Okay, so that's about Emacs. Refresh is gone. Refresh is gone. That's about Emacs run current file. What else? Let's see. Do we have run current file here? Yes, we do. Okay. Okay, so let me show you another page. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. Thank you for coming. So we can do JavaScript in a bit. So now let me show you another Emacs command. Okay. So often, because I do I do website a lot. I write tons of blogs. So often, what I want is I want to open this current file that's shown in browser. I want to open in my Emacs. So this is a local URL. So yeah, this is fun. This is Perl mongers. The Perl language. They are into this kind of thing. Okay, so let me know something. Okay, so Perl mongers. Yeah, so I work in HTML. So I want to open a browser's link in Emacs. For example, this page. How do I do that? Here's what I do. Okay, so I Control L to move the cursor to the URL field. Then I copy it back to Emacs, and you can see if I paste it, that's that's the path, file path. And now notice it has this file schema, the file colon slash slash slash. But the problem is I want to open that file. So how do you do that? So you can do normally in Emacs you can call find file at point. So meta x find file at point. Usually there's an alias, so you can let's type the full name. Find file at point. Okay, you call that, and Emacs will ask you, oh, do you want to open? Is this ask you for confirmation, which is very annoying. So you say yes, then it opens it. Okay, so you can see that. Then it opens it. Here's a JPEG image. You open that. That's so you can. So I know I'm in the right file. So close it. So remember, so you go to a page, you copy the URL, like Control L, then Control C, on Windows. Copy the URL, switch to back to Emacs, and then paste the URL. Then you say find file at point, then press enter to confirm. That's how you do it. But that's too much, too tedious. So what I want is after I copy the URL, and after when I'm in Emacs, I want just to press one key. It'll just open the file without having to paste the link here first. I don't want to paste the link first. I just want to press the key and just open. So okay, so how you do that? So let me show you. So let's say I want to open this page. So copy the URL, go back to Emacs, and just press the key to open it. So I press the key. That's it. This is a file. So that command is this one. XR open file from clipboard. Okay, so let's see if we have it on the website. So close this file. Just search it. What? Okay, it shows several links, but those are not it. Let me see if I have this on my website. So, oh, this file is actually not on my website. So this code is not on my website, although it's in my GitHub. Yeah, so if you want that code, you can go to Emacs GitHub under miscellaneous, I think. under the miscellaneous file. XOR open file from clipboard. Okay, so that is the let's look at the code. Okay, what I think it's not on my website because this code is somewhat personal. Yeah, that's true because I need to, because given a local URL, you need to, no, most people, you don't have blogs. Basically, given a local file URL path, you need to find your web root on your disk, the web root path. So yeah, so this is a bit personal, so that's why it's not on, it's not on the web. So I don't know if this is useful to you guys. Maybe not. Okay, so let's read the comments. Then, if no more Emacs, let's go on to JavaScript. 20 minutes. Okay, so I seem to use learn Emacs for everything apart from programming. I seem to learn and use Emacs for everything. So in programming, you don't use Emacs. Ogmad rules them all. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful people. You also use Emacs or not? Kathy says a lot. That's where I disagree with XAR. I think org. Oh yeah, so Ogmad uses. Yeah, you disagree with me. Ogmad is fine. I ain't nothing wrong with it. Oh yeah, Ogmad. Yeah. So oh nice. So you math or science? Okay, so let's do JavaScript maybe. Oh, we don't see Bart today. Where's Bart? Bart. I use Emacs pretty much every day. Okay, so we are all Emacs people. Great. So shall we continue to JavaScript or more Emacs? Probably we should continue to JavaScript because that's what promised today in the YouTube description. Okay, so we have let's close that. Open file from clipboard. Okay, so close that. Emacs lisp live coding miscellaneous stuff. Okay, so we didn't do much of that. Oh well. So JavaScript. Oh, by the way, so I should also mention. Hello, beautiful people. He is going to have a live stream demonstration and question and answers about this key mouse, this thing. Okay, so he's going to do a YouTube live stream on this device. So if you are interested, mark your calendar. Okay, so this interesting device. Oh, especially Kathy. So you should, you ask about it. So this, here this is his photo. So the YouTube. So you go to YouTube. You go to this link. Okay, so you go to that links. Okay. So let me post the link. Let's just copy the post. So you go there. So it's scheduled on November. Wait, my date. I got my date wrong. Okay, wait. Did I? Oh my God, I got my date wrong. So key mouse. So let's open in Chrome. Ah, I got my date wrong. Open in Chrome browser. Go to the YouTube. November 26th. Okay, so November 26th. I need to fix Okay, let me just fix that in real time. So um, I need to fix in several places. So November 26th, 11 o'clock. So November, yeah. So first of all, let me copy it here, and then let's do demo of emacs operation. So November 26th. So copy that. So let me show you another command. Okay. So right now I can copy this line. So let me show you. So right now I can copy this line and use bookmark. Go to my keyboard block. Okay. Okay. Bookmark is another interesting thing. All this is on my Emacs website. So if you go to my Emacs website, practical Emacs, all the details and code is all here. So you can read that. Read them one page a day. You'll learn a lot of things. So my Emacs blog. Okay. And so what I'm going to show is another command. So I'm going to go to my keyboard blog. Okay, show in browser. So this is my keyboard block. So I need to fix this state. Now fix this state. So I can so go back to my previous buffer. Which buffer is this? Wait, show in browser. So that's Emacs blog. I need to fix that. Close. Show in browser. So like keyboard blog. Okay, I need to fix that. Close. So show in browser. This is the XR talk show. So here we got the correct date. So let's copy it. Okay. Open keyboard blog. Copy it. Paste it there. And the date is all wrong. Okay, copy that, paste it here. So showing browser. So November 11th, 26. That's correct. So that is fixed in my keyboard block, but also there is the keyboard XML page. So open that. Then fix that date. Then fix that date. That's good. Then call XR atom update timestamp. XR update atom entry date. That will update this line. Okay. So done. Close it. Yes. Save. Show in browser. That's correct. Close it. Now go to my Emacs blog. Show in browser. Now we need to fix that. Paste. Okay. Paste. Show in browser again. That's correct date. And we need to also show. We need to also fix the XML file. So open the XML file. Paste it. The date. Paste it. So it's good. Call update atom entry date. So this date is updated. So is that good? Yes, that's good. Close it. Save. Yes. Close the blog. Now go to eShell and call XR abbrev XR interactive abbrev. Now this what is this command for? This command is for when you have hundreds of abbreves, you forgot which one exists. You forgot what's the abbrev name. So you can call this XR interactive abbrev. So you can see that those are my abbreves. Some I don't use often, so I don't remember they are there, but once in a while, in a month or two, I use it. So I can choose one, and it solves the problem where you have hundreds of abbreves and you forgot what's the abbrev name. So it pops up a list. So that command is XR interactive abbrev. Okay, so it's on my website. If you want that, you can use it. So now I call that command and I want the async abbrev. enter, uh, and that uploads to my website, async to my server, so you can see all the changed files. So that's updated. That's good. Yes. And by the way, there are easier ways because to to fix that. So because when I have some text that I need to fix in several places, I can do a global find and replace on all my websites. So instead of going into each block, keyboard block, Emacs block, open them, edit it, save it, and open the XML versions. Instead of that, I can just call a command that does that. But anyway, we already fixed that. So Uh, let's see what Livestream demo. Yeah. So that Tuesday, 11 o'clock. So I think I'll be there. So what do you mean? Considering investing time and effort into Emacs Bash, I can see the benefits, pulling back the veil of illusion that GUI impose on the user, but I have doubts about the whole venture. Nice content. You have doubts about the venture. Well, it depends on you. If you are, on one hand, you can just use VS Code, Visual Studio, whatever, Slime, that get things done. Emacs is its own world, and if you want to do Emacs, then going to learn. It's like Linux. Okay, you're going to spend a lot of time tweaking stuff, learning and tweaking stuff almost every day, and it becomes a lifestyle. I mean, and the benefit is that it gets you interested in computation, in programming. That's why some people say Emacs users usually they know stuff, because that means when you dive into Emacs, that means you are really really interested in programming, in technology. So it's almost like these kind of people they try to learn Emacs. Meanwhile, many programmers, a significant uh, number of programmers, they are in it just to get on with life. They are not really not interested in programming, so they wouldn't look into Emacs. So that's why Emacs people, you have certain fame, certain elite status attached, based in part on fact. That is true. So Jorik, there you are. Here we see each other again. So an article about Jean keyboard. Thanks for sold another one today. Okay, now you have to pay me advertisement fee. So Jorik. So I don't know if we are going to do JavaScript. Today. Because if you have interest, we like type it. So anyway, so Jorik, so there is this keyboard for keyboard nerds. So we have a lot varieties. Let me show you just in general. So you can see we have a lot varieties of keyboard ergonomic keyboards people made, and there is new one. This one is pretty new, so I put them together kind of because they are similar. So anyway, all these are do-it-yourself keyboards. Right now, I arranged them by number of keys. So Ergodox is got 76 keys, then 70 keys, 68. So this one, actually there are like two or three of them. So one of them is Gurgle keyboard. Both of these are new. I think this year. Am I right? Something like that. So they don't have many keys. Like they focus on some people like that. I don't like that. But 50 keys, 42 keys. They are similar in shape, but I think they are based from different um, previous technology, this do it yourself. I think Kong and John are based on um, based on this one, Helix, which is originally from Japan. The Japanese hackers, they created that. Am I right? So anyway, so you have these two keyboards. They look somewhat similar, but I think they are based on different, different. How do you call that? Different setup. The CPU, whatever, the PCB board and stuff. Hello, beautiful people. So I'm thinking maybe we should do JavaScript now. So can we do that? Or would that be it for today? Uh, so what do you guys think? Today is gonna be short, or we start to do JavaScript. Let's see. Yeah, type it, please. Type comments. Uh, Emacs block close. Polyhedron. Let's do one feature, okay, of JavaScript, since I stop. I mean, okay, so let's do a JavaScript. So I'm going to open this in Chrome. Open. Okay, hold on a second. So Chrome, we are going to open link in Chrome. Okay. So there is your JavaScript. Oh, this one doesn't have live rotation. You have to press keys. I want the one with live rotation. So let's go to, I have another version. Okay, so maybe this one. Okay. Open in Chrome browser. By the way, that's another Emacs command we talked about a few days ago. So if you want that command, you can. It doesn't show there. Okay, so let me show you. Open Chrome in browser. Okay, so the code is here. Oh, that's hold on. So that's here. Here's a URL. The code is here. I talked about this in few days ago. So you can open file in external app such as PDF, such as image files. Uh, Very convenient. For example, let me just show you some. Okay, so let me show you. So we got lots of image files. So I want to show this directory. These all images. Open in desktop. Okay, there we have it. This works in Windows, Mac, and also Linux. Okay, open in desktop. Then we have open in desktop. Okay, open. So for example, I'm showing this. I don't want to open in desktop. Now I want to open in whatever the application for images. So I call open in external app. Oh wait, wrong key. Do it again. Let's do it again. Open in external app. Then it shows on the Mac it's preview. On Windows, on Linux, it's whatever your image app. And also work for PDF, so very convenient. Then let's say I want to open this file location in terminal. So I call open in terminal. Woohoo! There it is. This here is a terminal. You see, with the correct directory path. So that's the directory this buffer is in. Sometimes in Emacs you need to do something in terminal. So you can call this command anywhere, even when you are in E shell. For example, right now I'm in E shell ls. There is my files. I can call open in terminal. Then you see switch me to terminal. It opens a terminal with that directory. Okay, close that, close that, close that. Back to Emacs, close that. Open in terminal, and also when you are in Windows, here's interesting. When you are in Windows, it will open in PowerShell. Fantastic, PowerShell. And for Emacs users, for those of you new to Emacs, you might be wondering, Emacs has quite a few shells. For example, let me show you Emacs shells. So I want to shell. Okay, so so this is E shell. So let's split. Okay, and this is bash shell. Well, it's not called bash, but you see. So now I have split windows. So on the top, you are seeing E shell. So what's E shell? E shell is a shell that's written entirely in Emacs Lisp, pure Emacs Lisp. So it works on Windows, on Windows. Where you don't have the typical Unix tools, but it works. So that's E shell, and it has its own features. Okay, then you have the bottom is the traditional shell command in Emacs, which basically is a interface to bash. Okay, so E shell is kind of new. Well, E shell by now is like 10 years old, but for the first 10 years of my Emacs, I'm using these shell commands. But since about 4 years ago, I started to use E shell now. Which one is better? It's up to you. So in this article, I have some explanation. What are the differences? Which one to use? That's a question people want to know. So you can read it. You can find out. You can find out. But you can try it for yourself and you see which one you like. And by the way, in Emacs, you also have, besides these two, they are built in. You also have, by the way, when you run the shell command, mx shell, it will, if you are on Windows, it will call the, by default, I think, I'm not sure what it calls today. I think possibly PowerShell, or possibly, I think traditionally it calls the command.exe. So on Windows, that's the case. So anyway, beside these two shell commands, E shell or the shell command, in Emacs you also have term and ANSI term. Okay, I can demo. I can show you. Okay, so let's create a new window. Let's say. Okay, and I'm going to call metax term. Okay, then it's gonna ask me what shell to run. Okay, bash. Okay, enter. So now we are in. So this is term. So the emacs term command, mx term, what is it? It's also an interface to shell, just like the shell command here at the bottom. But the difference is that it tries to actually emulate. It tries to be a terminal emulator. So in other words, when you call the terminal commands, everything it behaves like a terminal. Okay, so all your Emacs keystrokes doesn't work anymore. Like the typical uh, Emacs keys for moving cursor, they stop working because Emacs is not pretending to be a terminal. So it sticks to whatever the terminal's keys. That is a major difference. Okay, and typically I don't use this at all. I never use this. The reason you want to use this term command is when in some shell commands they they are kind of incompatible when you are running them in E shell or in this shell command, because like you may see the display, like all the lines become one line with a caret M, something like that. That is what happens. Let me show you. Let me run some commands so you can see. ls, lots of files there. ls, and in E shell ls, you see they behave a bit different. So in E shell, it's got its own color. In the shell command, it's not so much color, but I have my prompt color. But in this term, it's all just plain. I'm not sure you can color it, maybe, but it's plain because when you run the term command, it tries to be the most strict. Um, I don't know if I can show you any difference. Okay, so here's the difference. Like in E shell, for example, if I type emacs, okay, or if I type vim, that will not work. You're gonna get garbled screen. I'm pretty sure. And similarly for when you are in the shell terminal, but you can do that in term. When you are in term, you can do that. Let's demonstrate. Let's show that. See what happens. Could you talk a bit about mouse versus trackball? Okay, let's do that. Let's do that right after this. Yeah, that's a good topic. So what else are people saying? John Keyboard, thanks, Clark. Do you ever look at Emacs source code for? Paul says, do you ever look at Emacs source C code or Lisp code? I look at Emacs source code. I don't code in C, so I'm not too interested in that. But if you have, wait, why is it here? Hold on a second. So if you I'm on the Mac right now. I'm on Mac, so I don't have and I installed a Mac from a binary, so I don't have the source code. However, you can also compile Emacs on the Mac. I haven't done it before, but I was doing it on Linux. So when you have a Emacs installation that with the source code, then whenever you call describe function, let's just try it. Okay, describe key. Let's say describe key, uh, that command. Okay, so we have a command right char, which moves the character to the right, and then you can see there's a link. You enter, you go there and click it. It shows the source code. Now in this case, it's a Lisp file, but sometimes it's C code because some of the core commands are written in C. For example, this forward char. So let's call describe function on the forward char. Okay, describe function. Oops, not there. Describe function forward char. Okay, enter. So you can see here it says forward char is something something built-in function in here C source code. Now if I press enter, it asks me to type the path for the source code of that. Since I don't have it on the Mac, so I don't have it. So I press cancel. But if you compile Emacs on the Mac or Linux, you press enter, it'll go to the source code. So when I was on Linux, I have that. Then you can look at C source code. It doesn't interest me too much because I don't code in C, so that just doesn't do anything for me. But that's the thing. That's what this is about. Ishao is lovely. Yes. Good morning, Emily. Faust PP says, what is that? To garnishes. What language? What language? German. Okay, Murti says, don't care about elite status. Would settle for competence. So I have useful computation, information, data analysis skills in the academic world where I live. Seen Lisp and Emacs used commonly. I don't think these days it's not necessarily to learn Emacs, and yeah, I'm sorry to Emacs fans. This is kind of unconventional opinion, at least among Emacs people. But outside of Emacs people, if you look at computer scientists, prominent computer scientists, researchers, academics in artificial intelligence field, vast majority of them are not using Emacs. They don't know nothing about Emacs. Okay, that's a fact. So you don't have to know Emacs to I need to you don't need to you can use Visual Studio Code. Okay. Uh, so mouse versus, oh my god, we are in the I'm under pressure to continue to get onto the topic. Let's see what okay, close that. No JavaScript today then. How long I've been talking? 15 minutes. The night is young. We have 10 more minutes. We're gonna not not do a like 20 hours today. We're gonna get on that pretty soon. So hold on a second. Let me show you what apps. I want to show you the other window, but let's go back to shell. So I'm here showing, actually I'm showing where is my did I close it? Shell. Okay, shell. Okay, there. So we got my 3 shells here. E shell on top, shell at the bottom. It's funny. Emacs called inferior shell. I never figured out exactly what it exactly means. I've read about it for 20 years, but never stick. Emacs call shells in Emacs like inferior shells. It doesn't really have solid technical definition. But anyway, that's kind of the culture of Emacs of 1980s and 1990s. Anyway, I have 3 shells here. Let's try to run Vim. Let's see what happens. Okay, first of all, let's try to do it in E shell. Vim. You see, it looks like that. I think it's screwed. Okay, let's try the HJKL. Let's move the cursor. Okay, it works. Well, HJKL. So I'm on Vorak. Wait, I'm on Vorak. Wait. I'm on sock flag keys, which is modal, so everything is totally screwed up. Because I'm using soft flag keys, which is a modal key binding in Emacs. Then, then I'm in Vim, which is modal too. So I'll be extremely confused. I don't know which one is actually working now. Okay, this is soft flag keys, though. Okay, I need to switch to insert mode. Then now I'm in Vim. Okay, now JK. Okay, J. Okay, I guess I'm in insert mode. Right now, actually, it's doing stuff like keys insert mode. So anyway, so here's Vim in E shell. So please let me kill it. Did it work? No. Okay. Okay, I guess I'm stuck here forever. Yeah, I don't think I can get out because I'm in soft like keys. If I press escape, my escape key is remapped to Control G. So it's not I don't even have an escape key to properly exit the insert mode in Vim. So all I have to now, so I can do just kill the buffer, kill it. Yes. Okay, that's it. So now in shell, let's do Vim. Wow, that's probably something. Anyway, because to properly demonstrate this, I need to start Emacs from scratch. Without my software key stuff. So Emacs, then no Q. Okay, so no XR in it. So in this window, we can demonstrate running Vim in shell. But anyway, my point is, I was just going to say, if you want to run Vim or Emacs inside a shell in Emacs, you can do that in the term command, but you cannot do that in eShell or the shell command. That's what I want to say. Keyword, yes. And kill the terminal, yes. Close the window and close the buffer, we don't need it. And copy the path, go back to XA Talk Show. XA Talk Show, what is that? XA Emacs open. Oh, delete that. XA HTML mod. Okay, go back to XA Talk Show. And let's talk about mouse versus trackball. Well, what about it? So I've been using trackball for like 5 years now. Actually, I don't use it right now, but I have used it for 4 years. Uh, so oh yeah, control that is also escape. But however, I don't think it works because once you remap escape key, it will also remap that. You see, because it's a long story. For example, let me try. Let me show you. Okay, my escape key. So I'm going to let me turn on this key. I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't work. So you can see my key on the lower left window. Well, you don't see it because my video is hiding it. Yeah. Okay, so now you can see it. Okay, so Control N, for example. Uh, so if I press escape, okay, so if I press escape, okay, there it is. I press escape. But however, in Emacs, you see it's actually Control G. Let me do it again. Okay, so I'm gonna press escape. Escape. You see, it says Control G. Meanwhile, you can see the actual key I typed is escape because I'm using carabiner, and well, in this case, it's because Emacs. I have in Emacs, the escape is remapped to Control G. Okay. Now, let's press Control left square bracket. Let's see what happens. Okay. And meanwhile, watch the left window. Let's see. So Control left bracket. I'm on Kinesis keyboard, so it's gonna be weird. So let's see. So I pressed it. You can see on the lower left corner, I pressed it. Oh, okay. So it's escape. It still works. Okay. So you see on the mini buffer at the bottom, you can see escape. Okay. So mouse versus trackball. So what about um? So the first question is, which one is better? So everyone wants to know that. It depends. Okay, so but in general, without any qualifications, I would say mouse is just better. In general, okay. Okay, so I about this topic, I need to set my mood to talk about this topic because like what to talk about. Okay, any specific questions like here's your life raft, Alan. What? Uh, ReStudio has both Emacs Vim key binding. No, I was gone for a couple of minutes. Why is XA in Vim? About RStudio. Okay, RStudio, I guess So hello, beautiful people. Any specific questions about trackball versus mouse? I need to set my mood to talk about this. That's why, because I need to some kind of lead. So anyway, I've been using trackball for 4 years. I wanted to use trackball for like 20 years since 1992 when I first have my eyes set on trackball. So you can see here is a bunch of trackballs, and I really want to. They are fascinating because I think I like them better. I always think so. Here's the story of what I think. I always thought that trackball is better because it's more intuitive and it's more. I believed it's more efficient. Okay, I believed it's more efficient, and so I always wanted a trackball since 1992. But I've tried in stores, but I have actually never really have one to have real life, true experience until about 6 years ago, 2004 or so. So in 2004, so let me show you my trackball history. So until I have, so I got trackballs. I got this one. It's like $30 cheap. So I got this one. It's pretty good. Okay, it's pretty good. But today, don't buy this one. Today is no good. You go to my trackball website, just search for Xali trackball, my name. Then you will find my recommendations. Okay, um, my record. Well, because what the my record. How do I know which is good, which is bad? If I don't have them? Well, because I read all reviews on each one of them, hundreds of reviews. That's what I do. I go to Amazon, read all reviews of for example, of a trackball I want to write about, and then I go to the Reddit trackball. Reddit has a trackball forum, okay, our trackball, so you can see those people, nerds. They are trackball fanatics talking about it. So I read tons of reviews. That's how I get my opinions. So anyway, so my trackball, I had this one, and I also had this one. Actually, this is my first one. I still have them. Okay, I don't use them right now. And if you are going to buy one, don't buy neither one of these two. Okay, buy. I have my recommendations. Buy. If you want big balls, buy these three. One of these, or if you prefer small balls or thumb balls, buy one of these four. If you want the cheapest one, just get this one. Okay, Kensington Orbit. Now for trackball, unlike trackball design, there's many varieties. There's no, for example, for mouses, pretty much every mouse are the same. They have three buttons. Two buttons on top. Then you have thumb buttons. Pretty much every mouse is the same. But the trackball, the design is very, they differ significantly. So there is no universal agreement as to which is the best trackball. Okay, like I read all the reviews over the past at least 15 20 years, you could say. I read more than 20 years. I read trackball reviews since 1992. Back then, you don't have Wikipedia, you don't have internet. There's a Macworld magazine, Macworld and Mac User magazine. I was a Mac user back then, so I read every issue, every month issues. I read almost every page. Mac users, Mac and Macworld. Those are magazines. You can search for Wikipedia, Macworld, Mac user. You can see uh, magazines. Okay, so you need to type magazine. Actually, you need to go to a browser with JavaScript on, so you can actually. Those are magazines. Okay, of course they don't have printed version anymore, but and you have Wikipedia articles, so you can see actually you want to show covers. So anyway, I read, so this is the example. I actually covers. Okay. So I read all of them. So I read about trackball reviews since 1992. So anyway, so what you want is so what were we talking about? We were talking about, okay, hold on a second. So yeah, there's no universal agreement about which is the best trackball. But basically these are, people, these are best ones. And also, okay, for trackballs, okay, I'm jumping around very many different topics. Let me go back to the histories, how I use trackball. So I started to use one about 5 years ago, and I use it every day. And so now I have a good idea whether it's better or worse than mouse. It depends on you. For example, if you want, typically trackball users are those people who wants to avoid repetitive strain injury. But that's not a whole story because for mouse, you have many vertical mouse today. And even if you don't, you have many vertical mouse. And even if you don't use vertical mouse, the reason you have problem with mouse possibly because your posture, I mean the way you use mouse is not correct. Things like that. For example, my recommendation is not, don't always hold your mouse. Like just nudge it. Try not to touch it at all. Use finger, use claw, use fingertip grabbing the mouse. Okay, I'm rambling nowhere. So any comments? Let's see the comments. Uh, so because I'm rambling over, I'm not sure what to go. I mean, the question is which one is so. Most people use trackball because they are trying to avoid RSI. However, there are also people who use trackball and they got RSI. So it's a complex issue. There's no easy answer. Okay, and also the problem I find with trackball is that you do have to clean them even like once a month. I mean, even it doesn't take much. You just pop out the ball, so it takes 10 seconds to clean it. You pop out the ball. You just rub it with toilet paper or some tissue. Then you have to do that kind of every month. Otherwise, the ball won't roll as smoothly. It won't roll as smoothly. So that's the thing. On the mouse, you never, especially like today, laser mouse or optical mouse, you never have to do that. So that is actually a considerable um, advantage of mouse because I mean even you only have to do it once a month is still I mean in modern society in first world, this is a first world problem. Oh my god, it's a pain, I can't find a parking lot. Same thing with the trackball. Even you only need to clean it once a month, but still I'd rather not. I don't want to. So so anyway, and also there's a question like gamers. Okay, for example, if you play first person shooter, then mouse is absolutely better. Okay, for that purpose, first person shooter, mouse is absolutely more efficient, meaning it's faster to get where you want to, faster to turn, faster in everything. Anyway, that's another big black hole topic because when it comes to gamers, then they talk about acceleration, like oh you need to turn off acceleration and so on. And that's another topic. I can talk for 30 minutes. And most of the gamers beliefs, such as turning off acceleration, is crap. Okay, they are they don't know what they're talking about. Some of the gamers, they are programmers and they are real nerds. They have written driver software to for their mouse, such that on YouTube you can watch it. Such that they created a mouse driver such that they try to accelerate in a linear way. It gets very rather complicated. But anyway, if you ask my opinion, is that if you are playing first-person shooter games, just use the mouse. Okay, mouse is more efficient. Of course, there are some different opinions. There are certain. Let me show you some interesting pictures. There are certain trackball users who insist that trackball is superior than mouse for first-person shooter games. For example, let me show you some of the. There here is some of the device, and this one is still coming. Okay, this one is in Kickstarter for like 3-4 years, and is still coming. So you have trackball controllers. Uh, this one exists. Apple peeping like 20 years ago. It failed in the market. And the other ones are people custom made. These custom made devices. Okay. They tried to kickstart. I think it also failed. Okay. And this one is a do-it-yourself. This guy. So if you want to do it, you can do it. And this one is something you can buy. It's on the market. You can buy. I'm not sure it's still made, but you can buy. I think currently unavailable. Okay, yeah, it's dead. And this one, I forgot what's the story. In 2006. Okay, I forgot what's the story of this one. And this one is a prototype from the Steam Valve. They also failed. So they end up with this. Okay, touchpad. They end up with this as the final product, which you can buy. By the way, buy from my website. Okay, buy from my website. So let me copy the website and show it. What's okay? And so anyway, I rambled a lot all over the place. Let me read the comments then. So many hello, beautiful people, and Emily. X11 can cut and paste with mouse. What is that a question, or what's your favorite trackball? So if I am going to buy a new one, I know what I want. Okay, it's not huge, Elecom huge. It's not Kensington Expert. It's not Slime Blade. They all have problems. Okay, if I'm going to buy a mouse, it's probably a trackball. It's probably gonna be this one. This came out 2 years ago. It's either this one, a Thumball Logitech MX Ergo, or this one, Elecom Deft Pro. Okay, either that one, so Logitech MX or Ergo Deft Pro, or the previous version of Deft Pro, which is previous version of that is here, this one. So if I'm going to buy a trackball, I think I'm itchy to buy a trackball because I'm obsessive. I read about this every day. So yeah, if I'm gonna buy a new one, I think probably Logitech MX because it's I can tell you what are the problems for each one of them. The Elecom Deft Pro, the problem is the function keys. You see this here, F1, F2, and wait, which one? Left click, right click. Wait. But anyway, they the problem with the Deft Pro, they are from Japan. They are made in Japan. Okay, so they came from Japan. They have custom driver. So if you don't install the custom driver, some of your button you will not work. Okay, and so that's the thing. That's the main thing about this. I forgot what's this. Which button exactly? This one. Anyway, some of the custom buttons will be dead. So this is a particular problem if you are going to use this on Linux. because typically their driver, I'm not sure for this one, yeah, like I forgot. You can check, maybe I have information here. Like if you, so on Linux, if they don't have drive, typically they don't have driver for Linux. So if you buy this, then you're gonna have three dead buttons. That's no good, you know. And so that's a problem with the Elecom Dev Pro. Now, Logitech, they are roundabout. They are in general pretty good. So works on Mac, on Windows, on Linux, and wireless, and all the buttons work out of the box, at least with the default features. For example, these two will be forward, backward in browser, and this one, yeah, you know, it's just it's work out works. You know, it's just your generic, pretty good ones, and wireless and rechargeable, I think. And for example, the problem with the Kensington big, Emily has this one. You know, I have a quick question for Emily. For this one, there's a well-known problem is that the wheel is very scratchy. Like if you try to roll it, it makes ugly, very annoying sound. I don't remember. I have a video here somewhere, but you know, if you go to the Trackball Nerd website, there are people trying to fix it. They take it apart. They show you how to do it. You know, it makes this very scratchy noise. Like you know, these kind of things. Like if you never heard of it, you may not notice. But once you know, then if you have this device, every time you use it, it gets into your brain. It's like the Cherry MX Brown key switch I'm using. Okay, Cherry MX Brown. Like before, I know about the details about the keyboard hackers. They talk about keyboard, you know, key switches. I don't notice. Okay, it's just mechanical keyboard. Okay, it's just good. But now I read a lot, you know, so now I know the Cherry MX Brown. Every time I press the key, I can feel the scratchy, you know, annoying. It's like scratching my heart. So you don't want to know too much about these details. So I don't think it's fixed, Emily. Am I right? Uh, and the Slim Blade also have a problem. You know, when you buy a trackball, you want one with a some kind of a mechanism, physical mechanism to as a mouse wheel. Okay, so you want either the wheel like that. The best wheel on the trackball is this one. Okay, this one. You want the best wheel anywhere, then get this one. Okay, that wheel is like a mouse wheel. You twist it. Okay, and these days almost all trackball got wheels. You know, like the mouse wheel. This one, for example, on the side. So the Slim Blade, the profile and everything is good. It only got four buttons, which is not much. But you know, trackballs usually don't come with too many buttons. But then it's got a problem of no wheel, no mouse wheel. Instead, you what you do is you roll the ball. So they have the mechanism that you twist the ball like that. Then it's like mouse wheel, scroll up and down. Okay, and that's no good. I don't want to do this special hack thing. That's in general no good. Okay, then you have, you know, trackball phonetics, for example. They are using this one. They tell you to program the trackball so that you hold this button down, then the trackball becomes mouse wheel. That's no good. You don't want to do anything with holding code. Then you know that's the idiocy. Okay, that's if you have repetitive strain injury, that's what you're trying to avoid. Never hold any control option. Fuck. Okay, never do that. And people are trying to now. They are like evolving into the trackball. You like you hold this one, you hold this button, then hold that one, then you rotate the ball. Fucking idiocy. Some nerd do that, like Linux people. I've seen that a lot of them. They tell you, oh, but just buy this one. Oh, if you want to score, then you just install this, Linux code. Then you hold this and hold that. Then you do this, that. That's just idiocy. Okay, and so similarly, this twisting is no good. Okay, you don't want that twisting. And anyway, let me continue the comments. So I think that's it for today. I talked too long now. 1 hour and 20 minutes. Okay. What's uh, what led to the intuition that trackballs are more efficient? Uh, I'm not sure. I don't know. Most people, over the past 30 years, who insist on trackball, typically there are people who do CAD or Photoshop. Yeah, especially in the 1990s. Mostly it's this one. Okay, let me show you the history of Kensington. Do I have history of Kensington here? History of Kensington. Okay, so it's not here. You need to go to trackball history at the bottom. Then you can see the wondrous history of trackballs. Okay, so then the Kensington is one of the it's a most famous, one of the earliest, most famous trackball. It looks like that. It's the elite device for Mac users. Like if you are using a Mac, you are already elite. But then if you are using this, you are the elite of the elite. Okay, this is the has the elite status for from 1990s to up to, I would say, 2005. This one, it looks like that. Kensington Expert Mouse. So it's on Mac User and Mac World magazine every month. Advertisement and also reviews. It's considered the best. Okay, and it's also typically used by Photoshop users. This is the beginning of desktop publishing, where you print newspapers or magazines from your Mac. You edit, you have Cork Express, you have Photoshop, you have freehand, you have Illustrator to do all the designs, layout. Then you print them. Mac users, Mac Word, desktop publishing. Then you have laser printers. It didn't come to PC, and Mac is the pioneer for everything, especially in the 1990s. Usually after 5 years or 10 years, then it comes to PC. It becomes popular on PC. So anyway, so this is the granddaddy of the elite trackball, and most people are using. So on the Mac, usually it's especially in the 1990s, it's artistic people, creative people using Mac. So Photoshop, Illustrator, Freehand, Illustrator and Freehand, they are vector graphics. They are like you Linux people would call Inkscape. Okay, those are that. So and you have quite a lot others on the Mac. You have Mathematica, for example. Originally, first version is on the Mac. You have Mac version first, then Windows. And this applies to Photoshop or all the other software. In fact, then you have Painter, you have Fractal, which today becomes there's quite a long history. But anyway, basically all drawing software and CAD software, almost all, they begin on the Mac. They thrive on the Mac in the 1990s, early 1990s, like I would say 1990 to 1995 at least. At least. Then eventually, today they all move to their home is Windows. They have Windows their primary platform. They have Windows version first. The movement began in, let's say, 2000s. Okay, by 2000s, lots of these their primary platform is all Windows by then. So anyway, creative people and another lots of user of trackball is CAD users. AutoCAD, creating 3D ads and things like that. Digital creative artists. Today you have lots of those people who edit videos, who create memes and stuff, and also for advertisement. So anyway, so where am I going? So let's read the comments. Yeah, so I guess those people who drove the idea that trackball is more precise, because when you want to rotate 3D object, then trackball is better. Okay, so I remember because I had special setting for mouse. It auto click once detecting cursor. Yeah, right now, I have auto click as usual. Auto click is fantastic. Okay, because I don't click. I use the mouse anywhere. It does a click for me. So this is also this is how I use the mouse. Okay, this advertisement is fantastic. Okay, let's see. You see, I don't click. Okay, so this advertisement is fantastic. I remember seeing this in 1992 also. Logitech, they created this mouse and they are marking this one. Which one is this? I think it's Kensington Expert. They are marking this one. I forgot what's the name. Wait. They are marking. Anyway, I think this is, and then they are marking this one. So that's trackball history. So I think that's it for today. So Kathy says, yeah. So I have auto click. If you want that, you go to my keyboard block. You go to software, then you can see Linux how to do that and Mac how to do that. Search for Xali Hoover click or Xali auto click. You'll find it. Okay. So why is it efficient? So what is better for you on trackball compared to mouse? Trackball. What is I since I use auto click, trackball is great for that. I wish I have trackball to plug in, but I kind of put them away because they've been sitting here for 2 years, and I thought, I'm just gonna just put them away because you see, I want so because the trackball I have, don't buy this. Okay, this is designed. This is 20 years old. For some reason, this one is tremendously popular, so they still make it. So they still sell it. But it's no good because it's very slow. On the Mac, it's like super slow, and today you have lots of better ones. So that's the two I have, and that's no good. And another thing with trackball, for example, this one has got the touch ring. Okay, no good. Touch ring. So you move your touch sensitive ring. You put your fingers there, you rotate it, then it functions as a scroll wheel. It's no good. Okay, so just listen to me. Buy what I recommend. Don't buy whatever I don't recommend. You'll save money and time. Okay, no guarantee though. I don't guarantee nothing. Um, so mouse versus trackball, I would still use both. Either one. But if you force me to pick just one, not the other, then it will be trackball. I mean, it will be mouse. Okay. Another thing with trackball is that you don't have much choices. Like mouse, you have thousands gaming choices with different buttons, features. With trackball, you are stuck. You have quite a few now, but you pretty much stuck because you don't have much buttons. If you like this one, big, good one, you only have four buttons. Four buttons. This one got more buttons, but three of them don't work if you don't install their driver. Then the others are on the side. I don't want this. I prefer the top. So your choices are limited. That's a problem. And this one I really like, but it only got two buttons. The wheel is fantastic, but you only got two buttons. So limited choice is a problem with the trackball. So if you force me to make a choice, I'll go with the mouse. Yeah. what are the properties you appreciate on the trackball? How you would choose a new one? Okay, yeah, I talked about that before. So the other thing is what for a trackball. Let me show you one more thing. Okay, and that's it for today. One more thing is when you want a trackball, you want one that can spin. Okay, I need to go to a browser that can show JavaScript. Solid trackball. You want one that can spin. I love that, but most of them don't. So you go to my trackball page, then you go to uh, ergonomic mouse, trackball versus mouse. Yeah, you can read that page in detail. So I talk about details of how to look for a trackball, things like that. But I want to show you one of the property I want very much is trackball such that the ball can spin. Like you can just press it, it will spin forever. But very few trackball does that. So that page is this. You can actually see a video. They have this prototype that spins forever, but never became reality. Okay, anyways, I think that's it. So you go to my website and you watch. So there it is. That spins, and also this spins. Okay, this one spins. So this page you can see all the videos of. Oops, go back. On this page you can see all the videos of where I show how much they spin. Someone has put video. So this one spins, but this one is hard to buy, and it's like $300. This one also spins, I think, because they have ball bearings. So you have a video that shows the spinning of that thing. Then this one also spins, I think, somewhat. This guy showed it not too clearly, but basically these don't spin. But you know, anyway, that's it for today. So that's it. Let me just read a comment. We shut down 1 minute. So it ends up I talking a lot about trackballs. Uh, trackballing I don't like at all because well that's gonna be a long story because track both trackball and mouse they have this property is I would call it I'm not sure there's a proper name but I would call it instantaneous variable speed acceleration, instantaneous velocity change, which is the same reason. If you ask scammers, first person shooter scammers, they can tell you they don't want joystick, they want the mouse because mouse you have instant you can control your speed at every moment in time. Meanwhile, with the joystick, you cannot because you don't have that property. So, for the same reason, I don't like the track point at all. I can send video if tomorrow you want to hear it. Oh yeah, Emily. So yeah, make a video of that. Yes, that wheel, the Kensington mouse trackball. Okay, bye guys. Do I still have the Mac magazine? No. Yeah, Apple trackpad. Apple's trackpad. I think that's interesting, but I don't think I like to rub my fingers on the thing. I think I prefer mouse and trackball than trackpad. Okay, bye guys.